Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Taryn Lemon, and I'm the Fair Trade Campaigns and Communications Coordinator at Fair Trade USA. I'm so excited to get us started on our webinar, The Power of Fair Trade Flowers. So this webinar was inspired by our Valentine's Day program, which some of you might be familiar with. We collected virtual Valentines for workers at Florecal Flower Farm, just to say thank you for making the holiday more beautiful and just to say thank you for their overall contributions as fair trade farmers and workers. So today, of course, you'll hear from some Florecal workers to get their firsthand experience of working at a fair trade certified farm. So I hope you're really excited for that. It's kind of an inside look that we don't get very often, especially as so many of us are advocates. We don't actually get to hear firsthand from farmers and workers. So really excited about that. And to get started, we will do more of a technical overview of fair trade and fair trade flowers from Giannina from Fair Trade USA, and then we'll go into some ways to better advocate for fair trade farmers and hear a little bit more about the advocacy side from Catherine. So to get us started, Giannina Cadena is going to speak with us. She lives in Cali, Colombia, and is a biologist with an international master's in environmental sciences and has 8 years of fair trade experience. So Giannina has been working at Fair Trade USA as an advisor for producer organizations in Colombia, Ecuador, and Central America for more than 3 years. She and her producer services team provide support to certified partners in the implementation of the Fair Trade Program and building the capacity of workers and smallholder farmers. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight Giannina and pull up her slides for you all.
Thank you, Taryn. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Next slide, please. Before I talk about the major risks in flower production, which is what I'm going to present today, and how fair trade addresses those risks, I want to give you a brief explanation of our fair trade certified program. Next one, please. So who we are? Fair Trade USA is a non-profit organization that has been a leader driving change in the agricultural industry and empowering farmers and workers since 1998. Along the years, we have added fishers and factory workers and a wide range of products which are now available and part of this movement. Our mission is to build innovative models of responsible businesses, promote conscious consumerism, and share value to eliminate poverty and enable sustainable development for farmers, workers, fishers, their families, and communities around the world. Next one, please. So how fair trade works across the supply chain. Fair Trade Certified is an award-winning, rigorous, and globally recognized sustainable sourcing certification program. So we certify producers, those are farmers, fishers, organizations like cooperatives or associations and companies as well, and traders like exporters and importers. They ensure compliance with the fair trade standards and sell to market partners. Our market partners purchase, label, and sell certified products and pay the fair trade premium. Finally, we have our consumers who with their purchases support ethical practices and sustainable livelihoods for producers and workers. Without you who buy and promote fair trade, none of this would be possible, right? Next one, please. So what is the fair trade premium that I just mentioned? The premium is an additional rate in flowers is 10% of the commercial price. This additional money returns to workers, farmers, and fishers as community development funds. Then, based on a needs evaluation in the areas of education and childcare, food security, health services, housing and sanitation, among others, they democratically decide what to invest and implement projects to address those needs. In 2021, the Fair Trade product partners generated $1.1 million in community development funds. Next one, please. Now let's talk about the major risks in flower farming and how they are managed in our program. These risks are similar in all agricultural industries. Historically, there have been serious problems in these areas, but as the world embarks on the sustainability journey, there are nowadays very responsible companies, and the fair trade movement has been crucial in raising awareness and driving change toward fair and sustainable production practices. Next one, please. So the main risks in flower production are a negative impact on workers' health associated with agrochemicals exposure and repetitive movements. Here we are talking about pesticides, herbicides, antifungals, preservatives, and fertilizers. Contamination of the environment mainly due to extensive use of these agrochemicals. Excessive use of these products impact biodiversity, contaminate the soil and water, and also contribute to climate change. We also have job insecurity and poor working conditions, such as a lack of benefits and basic services and excessive working hours during high seasons, like Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. There is also gender discrimination and unequal treatment of women workers. Around 60% of the workforce in flower farming are women. They are at risk of discrimination, sexual harassment, and disregard of their particular needs in the workplace. Next one, please. So how our agricultural production standard seeks to minimize these risks? We have a prohibition of use of highly hazardous agrochemicals and restriction of use for those of lower risk. We follow international conventions, protocols, and WHO recommendations, and have additional requirements and mitigation practices for lower risk ingredients. There's also workers' protection and training on storage, handling, transport, and application of agrochemicals. We emphasize on workers' awareness, training, and safety use of personal protective equipment, limited safe exposure, and medical checkups. We also require the implementation of integrated pest management techniques to reduce agrochemical use to the minimum and only when necessary and very targeted to the specific pest or need. We have several measures to protect natural resources and use them in a sustainable way. Also, an adequate storage, treatment, and disposal of waste and wastewater. So all these measures are in our standards. Next one, please. Other measures that we have to minimize these risks are safeguarding of fundamental rights and principles of the International Labour Organization core conventions. We require clear employment agreements and contracts with fair conditions of employment. There is an occupational health and safety committee, which identifies health and safety concerns and way to address them. There is also a worker social engagement team in place to facilitate grievance, suggestions, and communication system between workers and management. We have measures for additional protection for female workers, their maternity rights and needs, like internal policies and procedures on sexual harassment, measures to prevent discrimination, and granted maternity leave and breastfeeding breaks at work. Next one, please. Thank you for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Giannina. I think that was a really great overview of the fair trade standards and kind of what it looks like to take part and be part of a fair trade farm. So thank you very much. I am going to scoot over to Catherine.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, great. And I realize I have my earphones in, but they're not working. And you guys can hear me okay? Great. Well, hi, Taryn and Giannina. I had the very, very good fortune of being with them both in Ecuador in this past fall. So I went to Ecuador in October with Taryn. We were going to Fair Trade Campaigns, International Fair Trade Towns Conference, which was so great. But I was very fortunate. I have worked in fair trade for 16 years now, but this was my first trip to Origin, as they call them, which is a trip to go and visit all these wonderful fair trade people that we've partnered with and worked with over the years. So I'm executive director of Chicago Fair Trade, and we're a fair trade town. So I went to present about that and to meet others and learn a lot. So we were very lucky to squeeze in a trip to Florecal in Cayambe. And when we went there, greeted by this group. If you look here, they've got their little catwalk there, and there's Rosita Altamirano, and then there's Taryn, there's me, there's Giannina, and then these other two women. If you'll notice, it's a pretty female a lot of females in power in working there, and you could sense that. Not that there's anything wrong with men, don't get me wrong, but it's, fair trade's often a very female rich culture, and we definitely felt that at Florecal, and the most gorgeous flowers I've ever seen. So there we were, and when we arrived, Rosita, who's the head of sales there, was there in the parking lot to greet us, so warmly welcomed us, and right away said, I travel to Chicago somewhat for my job. I come there a lot. I love Chicago. Let me know if you want me to come. And then proceeded to show us around. And, I'd heard all about the standards and all of that, but to see it and live it. And it was one of the best days of my life. Taryn and I kept saying that. And I've had a lot of days in my life, and I've had a lot of good days in my life, but it was really one of the best days I've ever had. How come oh, there we go. So, with a fair trade premium that is, earned for every single stem sold, that money goes into a fund which funds different programs. And, I knew that, and I'd heard of different programs over the years that I thought were super interesting, but to see them all firsthand, and also to learn that at Florecal, they have 11, which was astounding to me. And, the first one we visited, well, we didn't have time to visit them all. There's so many, but we did. One of my personal favorites was the child care center, which I would show you, but we've got a lot of panelists, but they sang us songs, they made us cards, they were hugging us, they were, and there's Rosita there holding a kid. She'll look at that picture and she knows the name of everyone. And this is literally, it's maybe, what would you say, Taryn and Giannina, not even 500 yards from where we just were. So at least, and as a single mom and having had to deal with childcare issues, that blew me away. Just that these workers there can drop their kids off and walk 3 minutes to their job, and their kids are right there. So if anything happens, if anything happens, there's a doctor on site, whatever. But I mean, it's just an amazing, fair trade, a benefit of working in a fair trade flower farm, that you have this right on site. The next thing, then I was really blown away. But then after that, then we went and saw the lavanderia, which is a laundry service. And that is, the workers can bring their clothing at the beginning of a shift. And for those of you, who work long hours and know, it's I got to do my laundry. Imagine if you could they bring their laundry to work at the beginning of a shift. They get a laundry bag with their name sewn on it if you want to partake in this program, and you drop it and you leave it there with other workers who are paid a fair wage to do it, and they'll clean and fold your clothing for you. So at the end of your shift, you can just pick up your clothes. Now there is a fee for it, but it's a reasonable fee. And not only is, one of the thoughts behind that is, this way, when you're off on the weekends, you can really enjoy time with your family, and not be doing laundry, which, for me, I grumble, and I've got a laundry machine in my basement. But another thing there too, it's not only, is it time saving, it's really time saving, because in that area, most people wash their clothing in the river. And it's cold. It's a relatively cold region. It's where you can grow roses. And so a lot of the people would get sick, or they go into the rivers, be washing their clothing. And so working together in a workplace, in a democratic workplace, they decide where these funds will go. And that is one thing that they decided upon. So that really blew me away, and made me think, we have a lot here to learn from them about what a good workplace can look like. To the right, and as you can imagine, everywhere you turn, there's flowers. There's gorgeous flowers everywhere. But that same day we were there was a graduation. So this isn't a country where I think 40% of the people graduate from high school, 60% do not. And they offer what's basically the equivalent of like a GED program, a graduate equivalency degree program, where workers there can go on Saturdays and they have classes for free for the students, as well as lunch and snacks. And there were two women, you can see one of them there to the right, who I don't think ever imagined they would have graduated from high school. One woman was in her 40s, and there they were graduating from high school. They just started that program last year. And I think now out of the 400 workers, there's 60 that are in it, and they're going to have a big graduation. Oh, you'll love this, Taryn. They're going to have a prom with the next cohort that graduates. There's so many of them. But Taryn and I and Giannina had the good fortune of being there, being present for the graduation. It was a lovely ceremony. There was snacks and champagne, and it was really, really incredible. And there we got to go visit all the flowers, which were so beautiful. And so, as I'd said, Rosita had said, if there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. And so we decided in end of December to open a museum. So we just opened the Chicago Fair Trade Museum in February, and we were brainstorming. And in February, we always like to focus on flowers and chocolate and fair trade, because they're two important fair trade products. And so I WhatsApped Rosita and I said, you said you wanted to come, you'd come to Chicago. How about you come for our museum grand opening? And she did. So here she is. We had about 120 people here, and Florecal donated 600 flowers, roses. Here she was telling all about Florecal and the different programs they have and more. I mean, she's worked in flowers since she was 16. So anyhow, she's a wealth of information and such a warm, wonderful person. We tried our best. We did connect her with one local grocery store, Fresh Time, well, somewhat local. It's a Midwest grocery store with about 60 stores. And we did get her in touch with a flower, a person in floral there, and so she's hoping to be able to connect with them. It was a little rough because our museum opened on February 11th, so everyone in floral, working in flowers, was quite busy as far as her getting meetings. But she did have some meetings, and she said it was really amazing for her to see, she's worked her whole life, and their two biggest days are Valentine's and Mother's Day, and they just work so hard. And to be here and see and go to a grocery, she went to all the different grocery stores that sell their flowers and different flowers, and watch people buying them and seeing the end use of it was really, really interesting for her. And here she is, we didn't have as many huge flower arrangements as they have in Ecuador, but we had some. And then, so they donated all these flowers. So everyone who came got to take flowers. Oh, I should have put a picture. Then we took her to a high school, Whitney Young High School, and all the students there got flowers. And so, there's about 200 people that heard about her flowers and now know about fair trade flowers. And next we're going to work on organizing, getting people to ask different stores here to carry these flowers. And then of course, here we were in Chicago, so we had to take her out. So we took her out. There she was. We were in a Mexican neighborhood, and there's Rosa. And right. Anyhow, we had fun. There's a Al Capone. But yeah, so that's my story. I don't know if there's anything else to add. And now
Yeah, that was great. That was perfect. Thank you so much, Catherine. I love, of course, reliving our time at Florecal. It was, like you said, seriously the best day ever. So much fun and totally the highlight of being in Ecuador, which is saying a lot because we did a lot of really awesome things. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So now we are going to hear from our fair trade farmers and workers. I'm so excited to be introducing these folks to you all. I'll give little introductions for each person, and then I'm going to share a video. Hopefully it all works out and you can hear the sound. If not, we can send it in follow-up as well. But just to get started on some introductions for everybody from Florecal, we're going to hear from Diana Yama. She's originally from Colombia, but emigrated to Ecuador when she was 17 years old. She's been working at Florecal cutting roses in the field for the past 5 years. Diana is married with 2 children, ages 12 and 5, and her youngest received an excellent scholarship for his good grades in school, which is one of the fair trade projects that they have at Florecal. And her family benefit from other fair trade products at the farm, including the laundromat that Catherine was talking about, dental center, and supermarket card. And in her free time, Diana enjoys cooking and playing basketball and soccer. So welcome, Diana. Super excited to have you. We'll also hear from Edison Casanova. Edison is a self-taught gardener from Tabacundo, Ecuador, that has been working with Florecal for the past 7 years. He has an 80% visual impairment, but has never let that stop him from working hard to support his family. Edison is currently in Florecal's accelerated education program that Catherine was also mentioning to complete his education. And he benefits from other projects such as the dental center, the supermarket card, and medical specialties. And in his free time, Edison enjoys cooking and going for runs with his dog. And last but certainly not least, we have Francisco Flores. And Francisco lives in Cotacachi, a small town in northern Ecuador known for their leather goods and handicrafts, and is the sales representative for Whole Foods Market at Florecal. So if anybody's at Whole Foods, definitely take a look in their floral department, see if you can find Florecal roses there. Francisco has been working at the company for more than 5 years and was the youngest salesperson when he joined at 18 years old. In addition to his sales work, Francisco is very proactive and passionate about learning digital marketing and graphic design. He loves dirt bikes and enjoys touring the beautiful landscapes of his hometown and spending time with his dog, Cash. So super, super excited to have you all here. And I will say there will be some translation going on. So bear with us as we work through that, and hopefully it'll be easy to understand. I'm going to spotlight our speakers here. And then do you all want me to start with the video, or do you want to chat with us first?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, actually, I think it's fine. I'm going to present myself. And I will tell you a little bit more about the projects that I have, and then, we can start with the video.
Great.
Alrighty, so as you said, I've been working at the farm for 5 years already, and I'm in charge of the sales for Whole Foods. And next to me is Edison, who he will speak later. But basically, I want to talk about the projects we have. We currently have 11 programs, which I would say every worker at least benefits for half of the programs we currently have. So let's get started with the video, please.
It was just two lovers sitting in the car.
Ayuda.
Ayuda.
Bienestar.
Un beneficio.
No, ayuda.
Ayuda.
Beneficio. Apoyo.
Un beneficio.
Apoyo.
Bienestar.
Apoyo.
Compromiso.
Apoyo.
Ayuda.
Oportunidades.
Alrighty, so that's basically, what everybody feels here at the farm. They are very thankful to the programs we have been able to implement at the farm. And then I'm gonna get started with the projects we currently have, okay? Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna just play on the a little video that we made, and I'm gonna explain basically what the children do there, okay? So you can see, basically they are not ready yet for school. So what they basically learn at the center is, the basics. They learn the colors. They learn math, and basically, they spend time, just getting prepared for what it will come later in life. Yeah, as Karen mentioned before, they got in at 7 a.m. and they go out after their parents' shift. That is usually at 3:30 p.m. or 4 p.m. usually. So this is basically our first program. And then the second program we have is the dental care center, which is actually one of the most important for us, because in Ecuador, not everybody have access to this because of the prices. It's very expensive. So the program basically covers 25% of the total cost of the treatments. And the best of it all is that not only employees can benefit from this, they can also bring their children or their wife or their husband, and they all can be part of this. And this facility is inside the farm. Okay, so the next project we have is the laundromat that Karen spoke about, and I'm gonna play a video here. Alrighty, so this project started a year or almost 2 years ago, and basically what they do is the workers come at a farm, they leave their bags here, and they can bring their clothes back home after their shift is done. And we believe it's a good project because it not only saves time but also money for workers, because it's only 25 cents per kilo, and they don't have to be buying stuff to clean their clothes. And on top of that, it's very convenient because during the rainy season it can take up to 3 to 4 days to the clothes to dry up. So they just take it here, and in 1 day they have all the clothes ready, and that also helps them to spend more time with their family, their children, instead of doing these chores. Okay, this is actually my favorite one that Karen already spoke about. So this project started a year ago, more or less, and we currently have 60 people enrolled in this program. And, yeah, so we have over 60 people enrolled in this program, and this project empowers our workers to continue their education and create better opportunities for themselves and their families. In this program, we have students from 18 years old up to 45 to 50 years old. And yeah, as mentioned before, in Ecuador, not everybody have access to backseat education, or either because they are too far away from schools, or it's we have public schools as well, but mainly it's because most of our workers, they live outside of the towns. So they didn't have the chance to finish high school or even initial school, and now we give them the opportunity to graduate and create better opportunities for themselves. And the classes are every Saturday from like 5 hours, and we usually see after everybody is up and ready to attend these classes, and they just go there. And the program, Fair Trade. We cover the lunch and also the snacks while they are here at the school, okay? And also the facilities, the rooms are here at the farm, so they don't have to go anywhere. They just finish their shift and they just go straight to classes. Okay, so this is actually a very important one here at the farm, because it provides financial support for the children of our workers who achieve a score of 9 out of 10 each month. Each garden can receive up to 200 per child, and we have issued 92 scholarships to date. This project not only promotes education, but also rewards hard work and academic achievement, providing motivation for workers and their families. Okay, so this is actually the supermarket card. This is, I'm going to show you the next one. We have a supermarket card and pharmacy card where they can have up to $30 credit per month, which maybe you don't know yet, but here in Ecuador, $30 it's a lot. You can buy a lot of groceries with $30 compared to first world countries. So we gave them $30 credit, which they can spend while while they will during the month, and they can pay the month after. And it also we also have the pharmacy card, because as I mentioned, and Edison will speak later, he benefits from this program because he has a disability, and this helps him a lot. So the next program we have is the school supplies. This project issues credit tickets that can be split into 3 payments ranging from $40 to $120 for school supplies at a local shop we have an agreement with. This project has helped over 50 people per year, ensuring that children have the necessary supplies to succeed in their education. This project not only supports our worker families, but also promotes education and academic achievement in the community. Okay, and this is the savings program we have, where the workers that can be wants to be part of it, they can start saving money. And the best of all is that usually the banks here, the bank national system, they offer credits at 11% rate, the lowest, starting at 16. If you have a good credit score, they will give you 11% interest rate, but if not, they will give you 16%. And this project is the best of it all because they can only, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, this project basically gives them a 4% interest rate in their loans. So it's the best in the industry, and actually in Ecuador itself. So many workers go for this program. So the next one is the preventive medicine, and we also call it the Pap smear project, that offers assistance to women under 35 years old who wish to have a Pap smear test done voluntarily. The project covers 50% of the cost, ensuring that women have access to necessary medical care. This project not only supports the health and well-being of our female workers, but also promotes awareness and prevention of women's health issues. So this is the 10 project we have, and this project basically redirects our workers to specialty clinics where they can access medical care that they might not have been able to afford otherwise, with a $600 credit available per month and the option to pay in 3 installments. This project also covers 30% of the total cost of the treatment. And the very last one that implemented a couple of months ago is the physical rehab that that covers 50% of the total cost of per session. And we promote, and we always say to our workers that it's a good program to go to, even if you don't feel sick or anything, because you are working in long shifts sometimes, not more than 8 hours, of course. But we also have people 50 years old, 45 years old, and it's always to do a routine check, and that's what we are promoting. Preventive medicine. We don't want them to be sick, and it's gonna be too late. So we talk to them, and we try to promote that they go and use pretty much all of these projects. So these projects are real life examples of how we can work together to promote health and well-being in our community. And as you saw the video before, everybody say health. That's what fair trade means for us, health, because this is not normal to see in actually, this is my first job, but it's the first company I see do this, because not much companies are doing this. So I'm happy that you guys want to promote more of these projects. So that's pretty much all the projects we have at the farm, and we're currently working and see what else we can do for our workers. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, all right. So basically, that's all the projects we have, and now we will go with our workers, and I will ask him questions in Spanish so he can understand, and then my coworker Alejandra will repeat the same question in English. Okay. Okay, Edison. So Edison basically is part of the accelerated education program, as mentioned before. So he's gonna tell us now of which projects he's part of. Edison, cuéntanos, ¿de qué proyectos de Fair Trade formas parte?
Edison, please tell us which projects are you part of?
Primeramente, muy buenas tardes con todos los que nos están mirando por este medio. Agradecerles por todos estos beneficios que tenemos aquí en la empresa. Muy agradecido con todas las personas que estén detrás de todo esto. Muchas gracias de todo corazón y pues de todos los proyectos que hay en la empresa, hay 3 de los que yo utilizo mensualmente. Lo que es el servicio del comisariato, el servicio de la farmacia y el servicio de odontología. Es lo que cada mes utilizo yo con frecuencia.
Okay, first I want to thank everyone for the support you gave us, and I want to thank especially to all the people who are behind these projects. And I especially take part of 3 projects monthly, which are the supermarket card, the pharmacy card, and the dental service.
¿Ok? ¿Puedes explicarnos cuál fue el proceso que siguieron los trabajadores para realizar el proyecto de educación acelerada del que formas parte?
Edison, can you please explain a little bit of the process that workers followed in order to create the accelerated education program in which you are taking part of?
Bueno, esto se realiza mediante unas encuestas que se realizan a los trabajadores. El comité se encarga de partir todas las encuestas de los trabajadores y en base a eso nosotros hacemos una votación y de acuerdo al proyecto, a la votación que tenga, se da paso al proyecto que tenga mayoría y acogida para que se apruebe.
Okay, in order to create a new program, the commission, the Fair Trade Commission, which is formed by employees, they make a survey to know the needs the workers have. After that, they propose some projects and then we vote in order to choose the best one.
¿Ok? Cuéntanos, Edison, ¿por qué decidiste participar en este proyecto?
Edison, please tell us why did you decide to participate on this project?
Bueno, yo decidí participar en este proyecto porque vi a otras personas que tenían el entusiasmo, las ganas de superarse, de salir adelante y incluso tuve la oportunidad de que mis abuelitos, ellos aprovecharon un proyecto que hubo para los adultos mayores para terminar lo que era el ciclo básico. Entonces, ellos fueron el motivo, la inspiración que me llevó a esto para yo seguir adelante y seguir preparándome cada día.
Well, I decided to take part of this project because I saw many people were enthusiastic about this. And one of my main motivations were my grandparents because they also took part of one project for studying and finishing school. So I thought to myself, if they do it, why I can't? And it is also because I want to surpass myself and learn more.
¿Ok? ¿Cuál fue el proceso para inscribirte en este programa?
Tell us about the process you followed in order to be part of the program.
Este paso es muy sencillo para la inscripción. Realmente recursos humanos, las personas que están al frente de estos proyectos, pues se encargan de distribuir los documentos en el cual llenamos un acuerdo y firmamos la cantidad de dinero que se nos va a descontar mensualmente, la parte que no cubre la prima, lo que es el trade.
Okay, the process is very easy. Human resources gave us all the documents we need to fill in, and we have to sign an agreement in which we agree that a certain amount of money will be discounted from our salaries, and this is a money that the project doesn't cover. And well, if I may explain this, workers pay $20 per month
for this program because we have an agreement with the school here in Cayambe. So we have also to cover, you know, like books, the snacks, and the teacher's salary. So the project doesn't cover everything, but the employees pay like just a significant amount, which is $20 per month. Okay, continue. Next question.
Ok, cuéntanos más sobre tu participación en este proyecto. ¿Qué días tienes clases, en qué horario y cómo organizas tu tiempo?
Edison, please tell us more about this program, which days you have your lessons, what time, and how do you organize your time?
Bueno, yo en el transcurso de mi semana organizo mis labores para poder terminar a tiempo para el día sábado, poder asistir a clases. El día sábado asistimos a clases aquí mismo en las instalaciones de la empresa. Los maestros vienen aquí, nosotros asistimos a las clases desde la 1 en punto de la tarde hasta las 5:15 de la tarde. Terminamos las clases y de ahí a cada quien nos retiramos a nuestras casas, pero recibimos dentro de la empresa mismo los estudios y es algo muy bueno porque nos ayuda a nosotros a tener esa facilidad aquí en el trabajo.
Okay, so during the week, I organize all the activities I have to do so I can go to my lessons. The lessons are every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. and they are inside the facilities of the farm. So the teachers come here and this is a great help because we don't have to go far and we can have our lessons here.
Ok. ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de formar parte de este proyecto? ¿Qué te motiva?
What do you like the most about this project and what is your motivation?
Bueno, el proyecto que a mí más me motiva es el proyecto de la educación acelerada para los adultos mayores, porque nos da la oportunidad de prepararnos día a día, de ser mejores personas y en realidad este beneficio no cualquier empresa lo tiene, por lo tanto me siento muy orgulloso de trabajar aquí y agradecer infinitamente a la empresa por la oportunidad y por todos nuestros compañeros que estamos estudiando, estamos felices, nos sentimos muy contentos y ya estamos a poco tiempo de graduarnos, de tener nuestro título y entonces pues bien otras personas que se superan, que salen adelante, pues yo tuve esa inspiración también de prepararme y aprender día a día cosas nuevas.
Well, the best project for me is the Education Accelerated program because I have the chance to improve myself, to learn something new. And this is something that not every farm or not every work has. So I am very proud to work here. And my classmates and we are very happy to take part of this project. And especially because we are going to graduate next year and we are going to have a degree. So that is what motivates me.
Ok. ¿Cómo crees que ha cambiado tu vida o cambiaría como resultado de tu participación en este proyecto?
How do you think this project has changed or will change your life?
Bueno, yo he notado un cambio en el respecto en lo personal. He aprendido cosas nuevas. En realidad ya he dejado muchos años de estudiar. Nuevamente retomar las clases, los estudios fue una experiencia muy bonito y pues quiero aprender día a día cosas nuevas, superarme, tener más conocimientos en distintas cosas y dar lo mejor de mí en el trabajo.
Okay, I have learned new things and I have realized this myself that I know more things. And I didn't study for many years. So it was interesting and nice to take up the studies again. And it is always exciting to learn something new day by day.
Okay. Ahora, so now we will go to Diana. Is there any question that you guys have for Edison? Maybe you can write it in the chat. No? Okay. Alrighty, so now we go with Diana. So Diana, cuéntanos de qué proyecto formas parte tú.
Diana, tell us what projects are you part of?
Hola, buenas tardes. Muchas gracias por la oportunidad de los proyectos que me beneficio como mujer, como mamá y como trabajadora de Florecal. Me beneficio de la tarjeta de supermercado, de la guardería, de la lavandería. Son los que más acojo mensualmente.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for the opportunity for being here. The projects I benefit myself as a woman, as a mom, and as a worker are the supermarket card, the laundromat, and the daycare.
Ok. Tu hijo ha sido beneficiado con el proyecto de guardería. ¿Cómo fue esta experiencia para ti?
Your son has taken part of the daycare center. How was this experience for you?
Para mí eso fue una gran ayuda porque cuando yo ingresé a trabajar a Florecal no tenía con quién dejar a mi hijo y me encuentro que aquí hay ese beneficio de guardería, entonces pues lo dejo aquí y tengo la satisfacción de que yo lo traigo y lo llevo a la hora que yo salga y estoy tranquila porque él está conmigo.
It was a great help for me because when I came to work at Florecal, I didn't have anyone to take care of my child. And then when I came here, I found out that they have a daycare. So for me, it was a satisfaction to come to work with my child. And then at the end of the work day, I can take him with me.
Perfecto. ¿Y cuál fue el proceso para que tu hijo acceda a la beca y si es parte de la beca?
Sí,
What was the process for your son to access the scholarship to excellence?
Sí, mi hijo es acreedor a la beca. Es muy fácil. Ellos tienen un promedio de 9 a 10 y nosotros como trabajadores tenemos que traer las facturas de los gastos que se generan para la educación de ellos. Y es fácil.
The process is very easy because we only have to bring their report card because kids need to have a score of 9 over 10. And we also need to bring the invoices about all the money we invest in education. So this is pretty easy. We can't hear you, Francisco.
Estás en silencio.
So sorry. No, I said I think it's very important to highlight something here because the scholarship to excellence we can give up to $200 per child. And for those that don't know, the basic salary in Ecuador, the basic wages is $500 per month. So $200 for a child, it's a very good way to help. So the next question is, ¿cómo te sientes que te ha ayudado que tu hijo se haya beneficiado en este proyecto?
How do you feel that your son has been benefited with this project?
Para mí es una felicidad grande saber que valoran el esfuerzo que mi hijo hace y es una motivación para que él siga motivándose a sacar buenas notas, a estudiar, para que se gane la beca y para mí es una ayuda económica también.
For me is a very great happiness because we are this project is evaluating the effort my son is doing, and it also motivates him to study more. And for me as a mom, of course, it is a great help economically. Again, your microphone is off.
Ahora cuéntanos sobre algún proyecto que te haya beneficiado a ti personalmente.
Now, could you tell us about a project that you have personally been part of?
Para mí he utilizado muy seguido lo que es odontología. Mucho favorece la odontología aquí.
I have used the dental center program very often because this is a great help for me. What treatment did you have?
A ver, en lo personal me ha hecho limpiezas, pero igual también lo he utilizado para mi hijo, porque igual es para el beneficio para los hijos, los esposos. Sí, muchas cosas yo he hecho en odontología.
Okay, so I go regularly for a cleaning, and I have also used the dental center to my son, and I go regularly there because, like, you know, dental care is important. So Diana goes very often to the dental center. It's off. Your microphone is off, Francisco.
Alrighty, so I think that's pretty much all the questions. I would like to know, maybe you guys have any questions, or Taryn, you guys want to say something?
Yeah, if anybody has, you know, maybe we have time for one question from the audience. If there's anybody who had anything for any of our speakers. Well, if there's nothing, we can just say thank you so much to all of our speakers, Catherine, Giannina, Francisco, Edison, Alejandra, thank you for translating, and Diana, thank you all so much. This was a really, really insightful call. If there are any questions from the audience after the fact, maybe think of them later tonight when you're thinking over the call, or maybe watching the recording or sharing it with a friend. Feel free to just email us at Fair Trade Campaigns, and we would be happy to send your questions along and maybe send those back to you. I did see one come through. How can we donate to the cause, or how can people best support you? I know in the chat before you're saying most of your flowers go to Southern California. So are there other ways that we can support you?
Actually, we currently we don't have any kind of donations program. So the only way to promote is, you know, to buy fair trade flowers. And it's very important to highlight what you said, that you would like to, you know, have wholesalers around Chicago area or everywhere sell these flowers. So I think that's the best way to help this program, is to, you know, to promote more these social projects, so people can learn more about what we do here, because we don't only sell roses.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody on the call has connections to wholesalers, I'm sure we can connect you to Florecal and see about getting you all further across the United States, and not just on the West Coast. Well, thank you all.
Just to spread the word.
Yeah, absolutely. We will absolutely continue to do so. And thank you so much. After the call, you know, we'll publish this recording so folks can share it out with their audiences and share any resources that might be helpful for your advocacy, getting folks to Chicago Fair Trade, learning more about the Fair Trade USA standards and all of those things. So thank you all so much. I suggest looking in the chat, Francisco and Alejandra, and seeing all of these thank yous and all of the excitement around the work that you do. So thank you all for being here, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Thanks to you, and thanks for your time.
Muchas gracias, Florecal. Abrazos.
There we go. Hi, everyone.